Hi guys, so welcome to part 2 of the tutorials for the thank you favorite paper pack ephemera folder and altered paperclip swap. As it is right now, honestly, I think I have space for like one more person, so by the time you see this video that might have been taken, so I will have it of course updated in the title, like on the YouTube title, not this video title. Like when you clicked on it, it probably just said, you know, tutorial, sign up tutorial, whatever. And in the description box, it'll say when it's full. But today, what we're going to work on is the some of the other requirements. So I already talked all about it in the first video, maybe too much, but that's just how it goes. I want it to be very clear what's kind of expected so that everybody's on the same page and everyone has a fair, you know, swap. Again, it's not about style or any of those things because obviously everybody has a different style and what they like and things like that, but it's always minimum and maximum in this one of what is included so that everybody gets at least that same footing, right? So we'll just get started. So if I have any items that, you know, like the sleeves or things that I'll pop these in when I'm done, actually the packaging is going to be in the next video, but I always keep those links in the description box just to, if you want to get, you know, ordering them or curious of what it is that I'll be using as far as packaging things like the little glassine bags and, you know, maybe a sleeve to pop this in. I always have them linked there basically to Amazon. So those will be in the description box. Those are affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items those links. And so yeah, so I told you guys, you know, in the meantime, I'll have my 4 ready, and here they are. Now, I did round the corners, and I know with the 5x7, this guy peeks out just a little bit in the very corner. So if you don't want to round your corners, you know, don't do it. It's fine. A little bit right here, possibly. So yesterday, or in the previous video, we worked on the folders and then just the 3 5x7 pieces of paper that you're going to be putting in there from your favorite card collection, or paper collection, should I say. So I did that already with all these guys. Got them all ready to go. And so today we're going to work on what I would consider the 3 large die cuts, the 3 sentiment die cuts, and the 3 small die cuts. I might leave the embellishment part, you know, the 3 embellishments, and then the paperclip, the altered paperclip for like tomorrow. Generally, when I do an altered paperclip, I put it on the top, and the whole point is that it keeps things from falling out the top. So even if you don't have a sleeve or anything that you're gonna put it in, that's fine. It won't fall out. But some people, you know, like to make paperclips that go this way with like a little like banner, which I haven't done in a long time, like a little flag. So I was kind of thinking about doing that possibly. So we'll see. But those generally come in this way, and it should still keep things from falling out either way. I would say if, you know, you already have kind of a lot of thickness down here, you don't really want to add more stuff there. I guess it wouldn't make a difference, but at the top here is where I would recommend you put your clipping, but we'll talk about that in the 3rd video. So for today, yeah, it's just gonna be die cutting. Like I said, I was really excited to get this in because this set from Diamond Press that I got in HSN, because I want to use the thankful and probably for you, so I'll probably just take that off right now. And that'll be part of my sentiments. Generally, I do things in order, so I'm not sure why I'm pulling this off right now. So we'll start with the large dies. You know, I just got this in too, and I was like, oh, that'd be so cute to include one of these like little strips, but I don't know if I would include that as a large die or like a small die cut. Maybe a small die because it's kind of small. It's thin and smaller, right? I mean, small die cuts, any of these things what I would consider small die cuts, right? The larger ones I was thinking like matte layers. I actually just got in that thing that holds cards, the easel stand kind of thing. I thought that might be a cute die cut, so maybe I'll do one of those. Definitely do like a background die cut, and for that I would like to use like an Anna Griffin one. Ooh, like this is pretty. And again, so this one has 2 layers, right? I mean, generally if you want to give the person those pieces, I understand if something is like a set like this. I had said 3, right? Large die cuts. Sometimes people want to stick these together and it's already one piece, or you leave them separate, but I understand that these 2 go together. Like I wouldn't say, oh, that's 1, 2, and now she has 3, 4, 5, so forget it, you know? I don't look at things that way. I'm not that picky, guys. I just would like for you guys to stick with the 3, right? There's 5 different categories of things, right? The 5x7 pieces of paper, the large die cuts, the sentiment die cuts, the small die cuts, and then embellishments, and there's 3 of each of those things, right? We're using common sense. Like I know if I saw this and these were separate and you guys included them, I would say those are 1, right, die cut. If you want to glue them together, that's great. If you have a layered image or whatever it is that you're trying to do for your large die cuts and your small one, that's fine. But again, just remember every layer that you're adding, if it's something that has a ton of, you know, 3 or 4 layers, and the next one has 3 or 4 layers, paper starts getting thick. So you just have to really think about that. Like for me, I already feel like this is getting, you know, pushing it there because my paper is nice and thick. I'm just probably going to include this one. And then people can, you know, do whatever they want with it. So this, definitely I'm going to run it through gold paper. You know, I have to have a gold accent somewhere in here. So that's going to be one of my large die cuts. I think one of them will be the easel, let me see. Not easel, but this little thing, right? And then, of course, I'm going to pick one that fits, and that fits nicely. And again, with the paper, you know, that coordinates. I'm not saying every piece of everything has to come from your paper pack, because, you know, maybe I want to go pick out something that's like blue or like a little pinky to kind of accent with, of course. I really like this one, so ornate. Let's see. Oh, how that fits. Perfect. Okay, so that's going to be another one of my large die cuts, and it does have some layering. Obviously, we want to do that because we want it to be nice and sturdy because of what this is, like to hold a card, right? So I have that. That's gonna be another large. And yeah, I think maybe I'll include one of these in like the small die cuts. So let me find another maybe kind of matte layer type thing for my other large one. I did have a question from a friend here saying, oh, because I was like, oh, great minds think alike. And actually, did I leave it out? No, I only left part of it out. With my Spellbinders review yesterday for the large die of the month, there's a really cute banner in there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna include that in my swap because it's so cute, just like the little banner, and as a small die cut. And then she had asked if she puts her thank you on that, can that just be the sentiment, or is that counting as the small die cut? Or, you know, and I kind of want to keep those things separate, guys. I said, you know, do what you like, obviously, if you want to layer it that way, but I think for me, the sentiments are always the sentiments. They're kind of by themselves. I hope that makes sense. Not attached to something else that would make it already like a banner sentiment die cut. I don't know how to explain that. But just kind of follow through as I'm you know, or follow as I'm cutting things, and you'll kind of get the idea. I would just keep them separate is all I'm trying to say. So I will be right back with some papers and things. Interesting. I was like, oh, I want to find like just a solid color that will really coordinate. Look at this, the latte from Spellbinders. How pretty is that? Like the brown that's in here, it's almost exactly the same. You can see that little kind of greeny brown that's in there. Love it. So I'm going to use this as an accent color. Again, always use, you know, just the best quality items that you have. Is what I always recommend for swaps. And then this one is a paper that's in the pack, the china cabinet, and I don't really know what to do with. It's kind of odd, right, with these circles. I mean, I guess we can cut them out. I thought maybe I'll use this side and then put this on top of it if I was to cut this from this guy. But I think since we have that decorative piece on top, it might be nice to just have the pops of color that are going to come through here. So I think what I'm going to do is run this through like this. So literally one through here, one through here, one through here, and then one over here, however I can get it to have some of the color, and then we'll top it with the little brown, this latte. So I have to run these two. So I'll do that 4 times, right? So we want 4 of them. One for each swap folder. So again, these are my large die cuts. This guy I'm going to run through just gold paper, and I didn't pull that out, but you know, the Anna Griffin gold paper. So it embosses real nice. It's going to look really nice, and that'll fit in there perfectly. And then I grabbed this modern trellis cover plate that I've had in my stash forever, and I'm going to cut this from some really nice heavyweight cream cardstock. So obviously I need to grab more, but I need to get 4 of these. So I will be right back. I'm just going to run them through my die cutting machine. It took some time because fortunately this one only had like a little few bits. Look at that. That one's still there. They're cut out. But, and then the embossing's there just from having run it through. So I have my 4. And then I thought about it, I'm like, oh, I'm cutting them all at once. Normally I show you a sample and then I keep going, you know, later on. That way I can get the video out. And here I am cutting all 4. So I may not do that for the rest of the items just so I can get this video out. And I can still work on the other things, you know, in my free time, like when the kids are home later in the afternoon. But, yeah, these guys, gotta clean them out. So I have all those. I have all 4 of these. These just popped right out, which is really nice. So, you know, for each one, I have that, I have this. And not that these go together, because obviously they don't. It's just you're including 3 large die cuts, whatever that is. So those are those for that. And then these guys I'm going to go ahead and glue together. And that goes there. And this one goes here. And again, just a little peek of like that color kind of coming through the back. I think that was a good call. So let's glue these guys down. I'm just going to leave them flat like that. You can, sometimes people include like something that makes like a 3D object or whatever. And as long as it's flat, that's fine. I would say to kind of stay away from things that have more than a couple layers, even if it's like a little bag or die cut or whatever. Just because, again, it's just the thickness. And with the folder or the ephemera swaps, you got to be really careful with that. That's really important. And so I'm going to put this on here. And same thing with the other side. And maybe I'll do the other ones again off camera just so I can get this video going. But I want to show you what it looks like when we have our 3 large die cuts, and then we'll move on to our 3 sentiments. You know what, I think, so these are these guys. So again, I'll put them in my folder just like that. Those are my 3 large die cuts. Now, I was going to say, I know people ask all the time, is it okay to stamp and cut or these kind of things? Sure. I mean, if you're really great at stamping, I know sometimes stamping doesn't come out, super clear. I would say just do your best job of that, and then whatever die, you want to cut that. Because I know sometimes, like, even with like LDRS Creative, I might have like a stamp that says thank you, and then there's a die associated with it, right? So that'd be really nice. And then I just started thinking, I'm like, oh, what if I glimmer? Because honestly, I'm on a glimmer kick, and I keep forgetting the Glimmer's workshop is on May 13th. That's Saturday. That's tomorrow. I don't know. It depends on when you're watching this video. It's at 9 a.m., but they're going to keep it there, and it's free. You can attend it. It's basically a live chat is what I understand. So, I mean, if you don't watch it while it's happening, then, later on it's a little bit different. But one thing I have noticed is they're not really saying where, and I'm assuming it's here on YouTube. I always have this thing plugged in nowadays, guys, because I love it. I'm going to do, I think, 2 of my sentiments this way. So this is one, the big thank, and then thankful for you, and we'll cut that out in just a minute. But I'm gonna do a couple of these, and I have this gorgeous blue, and I think that'll really pop because there's a lot of blue going on in my paper pack and what's going on there. So I'm going to foil these. I'm trying to think if I should use cream colored paper or just like white paper. And these guys are big, so I just got this from the special, the sale when Spellbinders had their sale. Funny enough, I had ordered their Glimmer workshop kits, and I showed them to you guys, and then part of the video cut off. I don't know what happened. I guess because I was getting ready when we were gonna go to Hawaii, that I didn't respond to like any of the Spellbinders emails, and so I don't have anything to show you guys for May. But part of what launched in May are some of the items that are in those Glimmer workshops, which is funny. I'm like, oh, well, I have this, and then I went and looked. I'm like, yeah, I never responded to any of those emails, and for the whole month of May, like, so they offered these things probably like in March or whatever it was, mid-March, and so yeah, so I do have some things coming now. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I just realized I never said anything about any of the May launches, although I do have some of the items that I picked up myself, obviously, since they're in the Glimmer workshop, but they're also May launches, which is really cool. So that was a nice thing because you got them early. A few of those things are like the flowers where it's kind of like a layering stencil and things like that. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. So keep an eye out for those. They're not going to be, obviously, the items launched on the 10th, so I missed that. But anyway, this is heating up. I really don't know. Should I do white or you know what? Maybe I should do some on white and some on beige. Let's do that. And then it has this really cool die to cut them. And I like these because they're big. So I'm going to use Thanks for All You Do. Basically, I mean, great for you, a really big thank you. Thanks for all you do. Those are all really great for this swap. So, thanks for all you do. Again, if you only have one thank you die, cut it out in different colors, and there you go, 3 different colors, 3 different pieces. That's how I'm going to count them. Anyway, I'll find the ones I need here. I'm going to get some paper, and I'll come back and we'll glimmer these across this beautiful blush color. So I think I'll use both of these. Let's do the blush on the cream color, and I'm just going to run these through, and then just 2 random ones will go into each thing. Oh, I even have my foil cutter. Okay, well, I'll bring it out later. I wasn't planning on it. So, and I like to do things one at a time. I mean, it takes more time, but unless you place things on here and really space them out, I just run them one at a time. I mean, maybe for this one you can put something like up here, and then maybe another one like down in here. I don't know. Also, think about, what this die cuts like. And so obviously some are larger than others, but like this is kind of long, and you're thinking about where this might be. You can kind of eyeball that and have an idea where you should put your foil. But anyway, I'll prepare all this and I'll be back. Platform is ready, and I do have 2 on here. Hopefully it'll work. Again, I usually like to keep things very separate, but I'm going to pop these right down here in the center. Hopefully everything... Oh, nope. See, that moved on me. That moved on me. No. Okay, more tape. I was trying to just reuse other pieces of tape, so that's not the best thing to do. Okay, there we go. So pop those on there. I like to put this on here while they warm up. Click on timer, and once the timer stops flashing, that means it's ready. I'll run it through my Platinum 6. In the meantime, I better clean this up so I can have room for my Platinum 6. And yeah, so I'll just take a moment to, you know, foil up and do that. And when I come back, I'll have them ready to go. Again, just running them through the die cutting machine to get that label. And I'll be back. So yeah, I'll just continue working, but I just want to show you kind of what that looks like. Look at that. Gorgeous. And again, I'll just replace obviously the foil and cut these guys down once they're kind of cooled off, and I'll keep working. Every single one came out awesome. This is still hot, probably shouldn't sit that on there. So I'm just going to run them through, like I said, with the dies, different dies. I'll probably do the white ones through this die and then the beige one through the little scallop die. Now I'm back. My 4 of these, because there's going to be 1 of each of these in each thing. Those are my sentiments. Then they are die cut. You know, they can be die cut sentiments like this kind of thing. These are glimmered and die cut, right? And they definitely need to be die cut, guys. I don't think it's that difficult. I mean, you know, I've seen many times I've asked for sentiments, people do exactly what they're supposed to do. So for these guys, I think maybe I'll run the Thankful through a pretty color, maybe even the brown again. I'm really liking that toffee color, or latte, sorry. They have another one called toffee and it's a different color. And then maybe this one through gold, the For You. And that will be my 3rd sentiment. So I'm going to run those through and I'll be back. Again, I'm going to run through 4 of them, but just going to show you right quick what I will do with those, because these do go together. Again, if it's, you know, a pair of words, you know, that's how the die is. If you want to glue them together, it's probably best, especially with something delicate like this. But if you want to leave them separate, that's fine too. But I think I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh. So I'm going to glue those together, and that will be my 3rd sentiment. I need to stop doing all of them at once because I just realized the time. It's like 11 o'clock and I haven't even done any other videos today. So I like to have these little glassine bags. I love the little craft ones, and maybe I'll use one of these and one of the other. Why not? So we have that guy and like this guy. And only because I don't know, I think my small die cuts probably won't need to be in this, so that'll probably be okay. But so we have thanks for all you do, and let's say a really big thank you. Those are 2 different sentiments. I'm gonna pop them in here just so that they have something to keep them nice and safe. And then the thankful for you. 3 sentiments, guys. That's it. So let me start putting one of these guys together because we gotta get moving. So arrange it however you like, obviously, within here. I was going to put these on this side, but you know what? Maybe these guys should go on their own, the 3 large die cuts. And maybe with the 3 sentiments, and then maybe I'll put my small die cuts over here. You know, however it looks best. But, and then we still have 3 embellishment, right, type things to put in. So I might rearrange this. These might end up over here. I always end up, I don't know why, putting the large die cuts over here. So, all right, 3 5x7s, 3 large die cuts. Some are layered, some aren't. Again, let's pay attention to thickness. You know, 3 sentiments, and so 3 small die cuts. So let me grab some dies. I'm sure I'm probably going to make a tag, something that's kind of smaller, and when I mean make one, it means just run it through with some paper, okay? So things like that. But I'll be back. So I was just making some choices. Remember, these are the pieces I cut off of the folders when we made them, and I kept them because I probably will use them for my hidden altar paperclip or altar paperclip, however it is. But I don't need like all 4 strips. So when I was looking at this, I thought, I really like this paper too, but this is just from my stash, but it just really coordinates. I want to bring some of that pinky kind of color out, but I don't know that it'll work for me, so I'm just gonna put it to the side for right now. But I want to use this guy, and I think I'm just gonna use the decorative part. Again, you know, I'm paying attention to thickness. Just because something looks like you should layer it up, like it comes with a layer, doesn't mean you have to use that layer, right? So I want you guys to make your choices. I think everything you add should be just really curated. I always say that, and I keep forgetting to mention it in these videos, or this series that we just started, but meaning, you know, you're paying attention to what you're doing and really just being mindful. And it could be that, you know, you're like, oh, but this really needs all these different layers. Okay, well then you're gonna have to cut layers somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it all at once, because I'm telling you, it'll just get that much thicker and that much thicker. So these are choices I'm making very consciously. And I think I'm gonna cut it from this side. Although this side has a lot of pretty colors, I don't know, it might work. Look at that, it even fits right in there. But I'm just gonna cut them from this side. So, you know, whatever I have here. So 1 or 2 from this piece, 1, 2 from this piece. That's 1 small die cut. I'm just going to cut some of these little doilies from like some shimmery blue paper. Again, accent colors are great, as long as it, you know, coordinates. And I have this little guy, and this is so cute. I think I'm just gonna cut it out of some beige paper, like a cream color, should I say. And that's my other small die cut. And that's it. I'll be right back. I took my own advice and just did the 3 for this because I need to get going. Look at that, the beautiful pattern on there. And you can definitely cut this in half if you wanted. If you're very careful, you can use it like on different sides of whatever you're doing on your card. This guy is from a different paper pack, but I love the script, so I cut it on the script side because when you turn it over, you're going to fold your envelope this way, and then this will be on the inside basically. So I love the way that looks with it. And then my little blue doily. Now again, if you have the space for it, you can definitely pop these in a bag if they fit, right? Like these are my small die cuts for right now, and actually I can even just leave them sticking out so you can see them, and that actually keeps them up higher than these other things, so that does make more room, which is nice. Or, you know, I mean, I can just tuck them in here. Again, just depending on what happens with my embellishments. So in the next videos, video 3, we will make our altered paperclip, and we will, you know, kind of go over what the 3 embellishments kind of thing needs to be. Again, those should be store-bought. They shouldn't just be more die cuts that you made or flowers that you made or anything like that. They should be things that are store-bought, thinking, you know, very low profile stickers, you know, little gemmy things like this. But again, it doesn't have to be all of them, right? Because that takes up space. I mean, it could just be some or whatever it is that you want to share. Again, we're always wanting to be generous, and that's great, but just, you know, whatever you can. You know, I know sometimes people even include little dies, and I mean, that would be fine as long as, again, it fits in your bag. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, dies are pretty thin, right? So if you included like 1 little die, that'd be really cute for an embellishment because you're going to run it through and have an embellishment. Whatever it is, but it has to be very low profile, and like I said, nothing super chipboard, nothing wood veneer at all. I know chipboard can be like kind of skinny, and that's okay, but the thicker chipboard, no. Wood veneer, not at all. I don't want to see it. Wood clips, no way. None of that kind of stuff, okay, guys? And only 3. So again, you have to be really strategic and think about what it is that you're going to put in there that you would like to share. That works nicely, that doesn't damage the other things that are in here. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? I mean, look at this. We're getting there, guys. I mean, obviously it squishes down. Once I put it in my sleeve, it'll be even better. But, you know, you just want to be conscious of all those things. But I'll show you this sleeve really quickly. These are the ones I always have in my description box, and I mean, they're going to hold it really nicely, and you can see it's nice and flat, and then you can just tape that, or tape it down, or just stick it down like that. That's fine. You don't have to put tape. The other ones that I always have linked are much more snug, so just know that. Those are the thinner kind of sleeves. These are the reusable, like, stamp and die sleeves. And then I'll have linked the glassine bags because I use them all the time. I was even thinking, if you want to make a little shaker mix, that's a nice embellishment item. Again, not too much. It has to be something that's going to be in a baggie that doesn't explode, and not too much of it. And I will link the holographic bags I normally use for that. Mine are holographic, but they have other colors. Obviously, if you want something that's not so garish, they have that option. But I'll have that linked also in the description box. But guys, we're on our way. All right, I'll see you at the next one. Like I said, it's pretty much filled up. If you email, I'm probably going to say it's full. Like I said, I've been working on this for a couple hours now, so I haven't even checked my email. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you at part 3, and I'll see you at the next tutorials. Bye now.